Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video over on Ark Survival Ascended, and I wanted to show you, now that it's early game, that we had a little time for these mods to start releasing, the top 15 mods that you should try right now, because all of them are unique and have a little bit of fun addition, whether it's quality of life or adds generic content to the game. So I'm going to show you all 15 of those. I'm not going to go in depth into each one of them because that would make this video like 4 hours long, but I'm going to go into a basic description of what they do and why you should try them. So the first thing that I like a lot is the Super Spyglass. Now, the Super Spyglass is basically, there's like 1.5 million of them, but they're all pretty good. So essentially what it allows you to do is it gives you a little bit of a different reticle. You can see that right there. It tracks and gives you special things that you would normally not have access to until you beat the Ark Overseer on Alpha. And this makes it a lot of fun because you just have a lot of basic abilities, right? Let's see if I can find something to show you what I'm talking about. So you can see that it actually gives you a readout of a creature. And see if I can click on it right. But it just gives you a readout of this creature, and it just tells you what it can eat, its points, everything, which usually wouldn't be unlocked until you get the Alpha Overseer. And it's a nice little feature. It's not game breaking. It's just something that's very nice to have access to. Now, the second thing, this is my favorite thing so far that I have found. And again, this is just like a quick little addition, right? So this is a mutation potion. Basically what it's going to allow you to do on unofficial servers or just solo player, you can put one of these into one of your dinos as they're breeding or beforehand. It'll give them a 30-minute window where they can guarantee a mutation out of it, multiplied by the number of mutation potions you give them. So if they have 20 mutation potions, it's only going to count as one mutation, but they get a 20 stack of mutations, which is a really cool feature. I like it a lot, and it's just a fun little mod to add in there. Now the next one, this one is, I'm not going to run around and find them, but there are Ark additions. There's like 8 new dinos that you can get added by doing Ark additions, and they are generic dinos that have existed in Ark Survival Evolved, and they were the first ones that were kind of integrated into Ark Survival Ascended, and they exist in the ocean, on land, the Brachiosaurus. There's some other really cool dinos, and they have more on these Ark additions, but just so you know, they are really awesome. They've got some cool new features. The Brachiosaurus is probably my favorite. It's like a brontosaurus, but like twice the size. Pretty freaking cool. So you should check all of those out. They're all individual mods, but they're a lot of fun to check out. Now the next one, Utilities Plus, right? And this is my number 4 one because it's something that is one of those QOL mods that's going to save you a ton of time. Things like a reinforced whip. Now, what that means is that you're going to have a whip that doesn't destroy itself over time. You can see that I'm able to pick up and it functions like a normal whip. I don't like that they removed some of the engrams inside of Ark, but they did, unfortunately, so it is what it is, right? So they added some of these back, and it gives you a unbreakable whip. It gives you access to an unbreakable bola, so it just constantly refreshes in your inventory. Because one of my least favorite things, it's like, why can't I reuse the bola? I get if the creature like runs away and breaks out of it, but I think I should be able to go and pick up a bola again. So being able to just constantly reuse this over and over again, it's a reusable bola, and it just adds a whole bunch of unique features like that, and torches that don't go away. Just small things that make it a lot of fun in a QOL mod that is a lot of fun to use. So that's my number 4. Number 5, this one's an easy one. I've shown a video about this one before, but Elemental Honey. Essentially, this is called Advanced Fishing Bait, and it doesn't necessarily cheat or do anything. It just allows you to skip the minigame where you have to mash the combination of 9 different buttons, or on controller, mash your different keys. It just allows you to skip that process and immediately catch the fish, and faster. It doesn't increase your loot or anything like that. It just means that you're going to catch them faster with the quality of honey. Super nice mod, especially if you're playing solo player. Just gives you a little bit of quick access to some fun loot in a mini game that doesn't necessarily always help or have any like skill. It's just mashing buttons, and half the time it's just lag or something like that that causes issues. So that one's my number 5. Number 6, this one's a really awesome one. I'm going to go ahead and slap down a foundation so you can see this one. This one is the Imbu Station. Now, the Imbu Station is something that is, it's not broken by any means. It just certainly adds a, there it is. I was like, where is it in my inventory right now? It adds a unique feature to Ark because it essentially allows you to place any equipment inside of this. Equipment is the key word, not weapons, equipment. So armors, things along those lines, and once you place those in it, it'll give you the opportunity. I'm just going to go ahead and make let's see if I can make some pants. So I'm going to go ahead and take my pants, which didn't apparently show up in my inventory, which is really odd. What? Okay, whatever, game. But anyways, the point is you can drag it over to the right-hand side, and it'll give you the option to, oh, there it is. It'll give you the option to click on it and you can imbue it, which means you increase the stats. So it'll, like, if you put these pants on, it'll increase your health or increase your stamina or increase your food, water, melee, whatever it is. Or you can increase your actual value of the pants. So if I have 50 fiber, I can increase it to a ramshackle, and you can boost it all the way up to Ascended. A super useful mod, especially if you're playing solo or like an RP server or something along those lines. It's a lot of fun. It's not super broken either. Yes, people are like, oh, it's going to give you access to Ascendant loot. If you're playing solo or unofficial servers, usually there's a wipe period, so there's not really a value in preventing someone from having god tier loot. So that's my next one. Now, number 7 is a stacking mod. You cannot see this, obviously, but basically it's going to allow you... I'm just going to go ahead and spawn... I mean, I guess I just can describe it. Any stacking mod will do. I love the TG stacking mod. The TG stacking mod essentially allows you to stack up to 1,000 or 10,000, whatever you want to do, and it just reduces the weight by half as well. So it's going to get an increased stat size or an increased carry size, plus the reduced weight. It's just a convenient thing for unofficial servers to have access to when you don't want to only be able to carry like 3 things in your inventory. It's like one of my least favorite things is that I feel like I should be able to carry more or have a backpack or something along those lines that I can carry more, and the TG stacking mod allows that. Now the next one is a really cool one as well. This is the solo, where is it? Dino farm mode. You can see this right here. If you put this onto one of your dinos, it's going to allow you to automatically farm by yourself. So let's see if I can, there it is. Solo farm mode, for example, right? So this guy right here, right? I can literally click on the things. There's the enabler. So you would put one of these if you're playing a solo mode onto your creature, like an Anki or a Doedic or anything, and they'll keep swinging trying to get these resources. I could say, I don't want you to pick up Achatina paste. I don't want you to pick up this. I don't want you to pick up that. Or it just helps in general because it just prevents you from picking up random shenanigans, and it's just, I don't know. It's a lot of fun, especially if you're playing on a solo mode where you can have an Anki and just carry it around with an Argentavis, and it'll continue to swing and specifically drop stone and the other random crap that it picks up and only pick up metal. It makes just a really convenient thing for that solo farm mod, and it makes it very nice to have access to. So that's a quick one. Now, next one is very similar to that Imbu Station that you have that exists, but this is called the Upgrade Station. This was awesome inside of, wow, it's not going to let me put that down. Whatever, I'm just going to do it this way then. So the Upgrade Station, if you haven't used it before, is a station that you can walk up to, and you can see you can upgrade weapons as well in this one, armor, saddles, anything. Now, you can also add specific little things. They had, there is a blueprint station you can add on to it. Wow, okay. They changed how that looks. But you can see break down weapons, armors, and saddles, and then create blueprints out of them. So let's say I wanted to have access to, I don't know, a cryopod gun, right? Create blueprint. It's going to create a blueprint for that and tell me how much it costs. You can see it costs 1 thatch. Great. Or if I wanted a Megalodon saddle, I could click create a blueprint off of that. That is what comes with this Upgrade Station mod. So if you really get a really high level weapon and you want to be able to make a blueprint out of it, you can easily do that using both the Blueprint Station and the Upgrade Station in combination. The Upgrade Station will basically allow you to upgrade weapons as well, just like I had talked about, except it gives you the opportunity to increase weapons, armor, and saddles, which is a huge thing in my opinion. I just like when it adds in features like that. So again, quick little one on that one. Now my next one, Potions Helpers. Now this one is a lot of fun, especially if you're on an RP, PvE, or you're just playing solo. It basically gives you the ability to add in potions that are going to instantly help you get through some of the shenanigans in Ark, like crafting skill 4 times for 40 minutes. Swap the gender of a dino, instantly grow it up, instantly heal, add large experience for 600 seconds, quadruple. And you can see you can stack some of these things. Small XP potion, mind wipe potion. These are just quick little things. It'll increase your food and water to the maximum. Now, super useful things, right? Now, over time, you can use this one on like the, what's it called? Phiomia. They're just nice little things to have access to, and it just provides you on an unofficial server or an official, or I guess solo player, not unofficial, quick access to some nice little stuffs. I don't really have a better way to say that. Now the next thing, this is another good mod, right? This is number 11 on my list. This is your resource gathering mod. Now I'm just going to go and show you instead of showing you what I'm talking about. So you have different tiers of resource gatherers, right? And why I like this, ticks every 10 seconds, which basically means that it's going to have power required to it, but you can add resources that it's going to pull out of the ground. Now it's a kind of neat little system, right? And it's going to give you access to getting some neat loot. You will have to have access to a generator in order to do this. I'm going to go ahead and get a tech generator spawned in, just so you can see what I'm talking about. And then I'm going to go ahead and GFI some element in, GFID element, and boom. And you can see that this guy is going to basically start up, and then every 10 seconds it's going to go ahead and, you know, get yourself, and you can see where it like broadcasts it up on top up there, get you access to some element. And it's a cool little thing, right? Like, it's just going to keep ticking away constantly. And if you want to use this on like a solo player, because like one of my least favorite things to do is continue to gather resources on shenanigans levels. So like building a whole bunch of these will just give you access to resources over time. And it just means the longer you play the game, the more resources you have. It's not like it's super broken, because what are you going to do? Set this up for wood and then wait 1,500 seconds to do one thing? No, you still have to go gather things, but some of the things that are more difficult to get a hold of, like element, black pearls, this just means it's a little bit more fun, and it helps you get that kind of stuff done. And this is called the Resource Gatherer. Now here's the next one. This is a cool one as well. This is number 12 on my list. This is the, excuse me, Omega Dino Storage. Now, to me, this is one of the most useful things that you can have, right? And you can see that I can pull dinos from storage, send dinos to storage, and it's basically going to get a cloud-based system where you can send certain dinos to storage, and then you can click on them or pull dinos from storage, and if they are in storage, you'll be able to pull them directly to you. It's a sweet little system. It adds a cool little mechanic of this little ball in your hand, and it just means you have a mobile system of being, this is again only for unofficial or solo player. I would more recommend this one for solo players, because it's very difficult to justify this on any sort of PvP server, because it'd be too broken unless you have a way to mod it down and nerf it pretty heavily. So it just gives you a cloud-based system to store and pull dinos from. I like that option. You might not, but that's personal opinion, right? Now, mod number 13, the Egg Warmer 9000. I like this one a ton. It's a very simple mod, right? Very similar to the S Plus structure that has existed in the past. I'm going to go ahead and disable this storage container, and then I'm going to go get the Egg Warmer 9000 out. It's literally a chicken, right? And it's going to incubate nearby eggs, and basically it's going to give you the opportunity. You can set it to all of these different ranges, right? Pick up, prevent wireless crafting, enable awe, unpowered auto activation. There's just some neat things. You can incubate nearby eggs, and then yeah, so it'll pick things up and go into its inventory. And it's just, to me, little things like this, even though it's a stupid looking chicken, it's kind of rotating the circle. I think it's kind of funny. They will have better mods than this in the long run in Ark, like hatcheries and stuff like that from S Plus. But right now, this is a great entry level mod that's going to give you some usability of incubating stuff, while your Oviraptors can only do so much, like pick up eggs. This will actually incubate stuff for you. So without risking, I think it drops it to 1%. And that's a pretty awesome little thing. So, yep. Now the next thing, this is actually the architects. This is one of my friends, actually, is one of the architects and one of the leaders of it. So I want to show this one off because it's pretty awesome. So this is a metal foundation that you have inside of the architects. It is very similar to the ones that already exist, right? You can do the raising and lowering. However, the reason I like this one so much is you can actually stack foundations. Now, stacking foundations to me is a key thing inside of Ark. I don't know why it's not unofficial. Because I think it's a really awesome feature that should be added, because the fact is I should be able to create these giant like foundation walls, if you want to think of it. Like, it doesn't add that much health, it just looks cool. Like if I wanted to do like the Great Wall of Teach, right, and I wanted to have a massive foundation wall that went across my island here, I should be able to do that. And it also adds some other basic features inside of this mod, by the way, like stacking and doing some other stuff with structures in general. Awesome mod. It shows up as ASR when you've downloaded it, and you can craft things inside of the ASR crafting bench, and it's a super useful thing. And that's just my number 14. Now number 15, if you stuck around this long, this is probably my favorite new mod that I am discovering. This allows you to transform into a dino and back to a human. I think this is the coolest thing. Form 1. Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and show you. So it's just like you would have a Reaper, right? But boom. Pretty cool. Neat little animation that turns you into a Rex, and then in order to get out of it, you just hit your E command on PC. So on console, it's going to be, I would assume that would be your right click or something like that. But it basically turns you into a dino, and that's just a super awesome feature. Now, what I think it does is it literally just removes you on the back of the creature. But it's like play as dino, and then there are percentages and ways to actually increase your saddle, your stats, and stuff like that. It's a really cool mod. It's got a lot of growth, but it's also a really awesome thing. I think this is a sweet little feature. It gives you the opportunity to play as a dinosaur and a whole bunch of other really cool stuff. So it's a mod that there's a lot of room to grow, and it could be fun on a lot of unofficial, both PvP and PvE, because you can turn into a dino. You have to earn the dinosaurs inside of this one, right? So you have to get 1,000 levels just to be able to transform into one of these, and then you can upgrade them over time by, if you hold your R, you can see toggle item collection, and it's going to give you the option to rename your forms, do all kinds of stuff. And then it's pretty simple to get, just go back to what I did. So you can see transform settings, upgrade form 1, and then you have to increase your level pod points in order to actually do anything fun with it. But this mod is super cool. It basically introduces the play as dino again, and I think that's an awesome little feature, right? So anyways, that is 15 mods that I think you should try out as soon as you get a chance inside of Ark, because it's a lot of fun. These mods just make Ark so much better. For those of you playing on official networks, I know you're immediately going to be like, no, Teach, you're stupid, I hate your videos, blah, 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 blah. Totally fine, dude. You're more than welcome to. But unofficial networks are better because they have access to mods and make this game so much more fun. So hopefully these videos help you out. And other than that, Teach.